Good evening, everyone. I'm Mila from Startup Terrace. So in the following 10 minutes, I will give you a brief introduction of Startup Terrace. So yeah, let's go. So before we start, I'd like to give you a little story about our name, Startup Terrace. So as you can see, there is our Chinese name, 林口新创园 on the deck. So if you translate it into English directly, it will mean like Linko Startup Hub. Linko is the name of the district which Startup Terrace located in. But instead of Linko Startup Hub, we name our English name as Startup Terrace instead of Linko Startup Hub. So yeah, why? You can see the answer of this question on next slide, which is our logo. Yeah, so the stairs in the logo keeps going upwards, which represent the terrain of Linko Terrace. So we expect to gather all the crucial elements for startups, which can support startups to grow with us. So we hope we can continue growing and building all kind of products and solutions in this platform with us, with Startup Terrace, with startup and accelerators. So before we go into the detail of Startup Terrace, here are a few numbers I'd like to point it out for you to show the innovation and energy of Taiwan. So firstly, according to the report released by WEF, Taiwan stands out in the category of innovation capability. So emerging as the fourth in the world and following the US, Germany, and Switzerland. And about the ecosystems, you can see according to 2018 Global Entrepreneurship Index, Taiwan among the 117 economics, Taiwan is third in Asia Pacific. It ranks third in Asia Pacific. So yeah, let's go into Startup Terrace more. Future city concept, future starts from Startup Terrace. So future city concepts like the main core value of our team. So how our main goal is to build a micro future city in Linko area, which is just like Dr. Lee mentioned earlier. But before we go into future, let's talk more about our past. On the left-hand side of the slides, this is the actual photo of Startup Terrace, and there are many 34 of this kind of buildings in this area. And first, Taiwan government built these buildings as social housing first. And then in 2017, it became the Taipei University Athlete Village. And after that, SMEA and MOEA choose 3 buildings plus 1 floor to revitalize this area by turning it into Startup Terrace. Talking about the location of Startup Terrace, it's in the middle of Taoyuan Airport and Taipei City Center, and surrounded by 8 industrial parks and many schools, outlets, and hospitals, etc. So that's why we choose this spot and think that this can be the perfect first stop for international startups to landing in Taiwan. And yes, let's zoom into Startup Terrace more. As we mentioned before, there are 3 buildings plus 1 floor. And so in total, we use more than 48,000 square meters for startups. And so the design concept of all these 3 buildings plus 1 floor is to fulfill what a startup would need in 1 working day under 1 roof. So yes, we provide independent office, co-working spaces, meeting room, classroom, and studio, gym, and meditation room, and prayer room to fulfill all the different needs from around the world. And yes, we still have event space, innovation store, and data analysis room. But yeah, we don't want us to be to simply be a boring working spaces provider. So to attract more international startup and accelerators to join Startup Terrace, here are the 5 major benefits we offer. So first, high quality working spaces. Yeah, high quality, but actually this is the first year of Startup Terrace operation year. So we offer free offices to all our startups and accelerators. And for the second year, we offer them 50% off on rent. And secondly, customized service. I think this is the most attractive part for the startups international startups. Why? We have an individual professional assistance, which is one window contact to help international startups to deal with business registration and visa application in Taiwan. Thirdly, we offer award and grant from time to time. And fourthly, according to the New Town Development Act, if you have your address registered in Startup Terrace, you can enjoy 15% tax incentive for the first 5 operation year, and the business address registration fee in Taiwan can be free. So last but not least is Future City Demonstration Zone. So it's the Future City concept we mentioned in the very beginning of the presentation. So yes, how we achieve this goal to build a micro future city in Linko area. So here are the 4 major factors that we gathered four major resources that we gather to support startups. So firstly, multi-field accelerators and experimental field and industrial ecosystem, 5G telecom, and data incubation. So yes. So what do we mean by multiple field accelerators? Taiwan Startup Terrace is the top accelerator hub in Taiwan. We have like 1 joint innovation center cooperated with AWS and 14 international accelerators. So yes, the amount sounds like, oh wow, very big of them, but actually they specialize in different categories, so they support startups from different aspects. For example, if a startup need to produce their prototype or like go into mass production, we can introduce them to MightyNet and Wistron. So what if a startup would want to get connected to corporate resources? Startup and Microsoft for startups are the best choice for them. And then yeah, Starboard, of course, they have very good connection on ASEAN markets, so they can help startups to go to ASEAN markets. And they most of them have very strong mentor power, so they can support startups from different aspects. And talking about the startup, we think that demonstration fields and test their solution are very important for them. So we turn Startup Terrace as the best field for startups to test their solution. So as you can see on the slide, the left hand side of the slide, here are the solutions which are already demonstrated in Startup Terrace currently. But we don't want us to be the only one in Lincoln who is doing this kind of thing. So we partner up with the fields within 2 km regions around Startup Terrace, which including like Mitsui Outlet, Chang'an Memorial Hospital, and like Lincoln's junior high schools, etc. So they are ready to open their fields for startups to test their solutions there. So in the next slide, you can see the real photo of the demonstration field and the testing solution on site. So the only one I like to point out is on the right-hand side of the slide, which is motion sensing system provided by NAPA. So yeah, why I'm pointing this out is that except for this one, other solutions are tested in Startup Terrace. But this one is tested with we cooperate with Lincoln's junior high school, and this solution has been tested from the Lincoln Junior High School badminton team. So yeah, so this solution can help them to like monitor their motion and to see is it like efficient enough. So like coach can use this solution to teach the athletes that, oh, you have to modify your motion to in this way or that way. So yes, local data incubation in Lincoln. So what we are talking about is to like build a micro future city. So we think that city data is very important for startups to develop their solution for this area. So we collect like data from fields like POI, consumptions, and open data, social media, and IoT real data, etc. So in Taiwan, we have a catchphrase called lazy bag, which means that if you want to know something or get something to get more knowledge about some issue, you can use this link or this platform to know all about this. So this is like the lazy bag for the startup in Startup Terrace to like develop their solution in Lincoln area. So in Startup Terrace, we welcome startup, international accelerators, and other two partners to join us. So what's the definition of startup in Taiwan? If you are a company which is newly registered under 5 years, you can define as startup. So if you are a new company established in Taiwan, we are welcome you to join Startup Terrace. So here are the application procedure for your reference. Yes, so this is the community about Startup Terrace. Currently, we have 132 companies resident in Startup Terrace and up to 80% occupancy rate. As you can see, there are 90 international companies from 40 countries around the globe. And there are joint innovation center accelerators and next generation retail store and digital transformation enterprises. And there are 96 of startups are in Startup Terrace now. And among all those 96 startups, they are using AI and IoT technologies, but applied into different fields of smart solutions. So the most of them are smart life related, and smart shop and retail and manufacturing are many of them are in this field as well. So in the last year, when there are no virus in the world, we lead our startups to join many startup conference in the world. So which are TC Disrupt and Slush in Helsinki and Rise in Hong Kong and Innovex in Taiwan as well. So yes, that's what we want. We want them to develop their solutions in Linko, but sell their product around the world. And these are our community and our event site venue for your reference. Yes, so here comes the last topic of the presentation, which is the soft-friendly program of Startup Terrace. So yes, so if you are a company which as I mentioned before, if you are a startup, which is startup related companies or firms, you are welcome to use this program. So what do we offer in this program? We offer 1 week to 1 month. The duration of this program is 1 week to 1 month, and we offer one co-working space, free co-working space, and free bunk bed for you. So which is including working spaces and accommodation. So you can, if you want to come to Taiwan and test if Taiwan is a good market or a good place for you to develop your business, you are welcome to use this program to join Startup Terrace for a short term, which is not longer than 1 month. And so yes, when you are in Startup Terrace, you can not only enjoy the accommodation and working spaces, you can enjoy all our community and our consulting program and all other workshops. Do you want to go to the peak of the terrace with us? Come join us!